Hey movie fans, so I just saw James Gunn's Superman, which was absolutely my most anticipated movie of 2025. I'm a huge Superman fan. I really like the other stuff that James Gunn has done, and the stuff that he was talking about for this movie specifically, the comics that he was basing it off of, the way he viewed Superman. I was getting really excited. I loved all the trailers and all the marketing that we'd been seeing for it. But how is the movie itself? Oh man. I had so much fun with this movie. It's not perfect. We'll get into my slight nitpicks. But here's the thing. My overarching thoughts and opinions for James Gunn's Superman is it's probably not going to be the best movie I see in 2025, but it's probably the movie that makes me the happiest in 2025. So let's break it all down. The goods, the bads, everything in between, because man, I was so enthusiastically hyped for this movie, and I was so enthusiastic about the future of the DC Universe coming out of this movie. There is so much fun stuff in this. The biggest takeaway I had for this was, okay, this is Superman the Animated Series in live action form. The action scenes in this are so fun and kinetic. I was like, oh, this is the Superman action and the superhero action I've wanted to see for a really long time. The stuff with Superman saving the day, saving people, the little interactions with people. Oh, I just ate it up. It was so fun to see. But then the rest of the Justice Gang, who is in the trailer, that's not a spoiler that they're in here, the rest of the Justice Gang with Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific, they are a lot of fun. Now, don't worry though, they don't overstay their welcome. At the heart of it, this is still a Superman story first, and they are used the right amount for this story. They get fun individual moments. There's a great Hawkgirl moment. Guy Gardner is arguably one of the breakout characters in this movie that's kind of full of breakout characters, because I also really love Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho is in this to a certain extent, and I really like Metamorpho too. But actually, the big MVP of this movie for me is Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I have often said that the big issue that's been the problem for a lot of live-action Superman movies is the Superman himself has been great, but the antagonistic force against him hasn't been that great. I've been very on the record saying I don't like Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor, I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg's, and that other one that we try not to talk about, Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor. This man is petty, vindictive, spiteful. He is a bad guy for the sake of being a bad guy. There is no, oh man, deep down underneath, he might actually be a good guy. No, he enjoys being a bad guy, and I absolutely love that. It is a old school villain mentality, and it's one that I've so thoroughly missed in movies. But if the villain is strong, the hero's gotta be stronger. And David Corenswet is a fantastic Superman. As it stands right now, I think Superman and Lois' Tyler Hoechlin might still be my favorite. But that's probably because I've spent more time with him. I really like what David brought to the table. I like his Clark, and I like his Superman. It's a good balance of the two. He plays both parts incredibly well. He is a great new generation version of Superman. I love his action scenes, but I also really like his character stuff. There's some good character moments for Superman. There's some good moral quandaries that the character is tossed. This is very much inspired by certain comics that James Gunn mentioned, like Kingdom Come, like Superman for All Seasons. There's a little bit of All-Star Superman in there, in which case it's not necessarily the physical challenge that faces Superman. It's a mental one, and that challenge is so fascinating to see David Corenswet Superman go up against. It's this, what is my place in this world? The opening of this is one of my favorite openings in any superhero movie. I won't give you the context, but how they establish this universe right off the bat, I'm going, okay, I'm locked in. I'm interested in this. There is a ton of fun Easter eggs, both for casual fans, but also for die-hard fans. There is one in particular that I popped pretty loud in the theater going, oh, is that a reference to who I think it is? You cheeky little monkey, James Gunn.
What?
But then there's ones that are iconic pieces of DC Comics lore that I'm just like, yeah, why haven't we utilized that more in a movie before? I'm trying to be vague because there's There's some stuff in this that aren't huge spoilers, but it's more fun if you experience them firsthand. This is a love letter to Superman in all senses of the word. His supporting characters, his villains, the world he inhabits, everything. This is a Superman movie come to life, and as a huge fan of the character, I absolutely loved it, and I felt rewarded with the Easter eggs, both big and small. Now, I will say, this movie isn't perfect. Like I said, it's a little messy. It won't be the best movie I see this year, but it'll be the one that makes me the happiest. The story's a bit of a mess. Not in a bad way, but it does throw a lot at you. It kind of expects you to just roll with it. Like, the exposition can be a little clunky of not necessarily a character staring directly at the camera and reading off their baseball card, but sometimes the exposition is like, we got to get this information to you. A lot happens and you just kind of breeze right through it. It feels very much like a living, breathing comic. Like, all right, we're not going to explain this character's backstory to you. We're not going to explain this. You just have to acknowledge and appreciate the fact that they are in this world. Like, there's stuff that they don't really explain or set up. Just roll with it and have fun. It is a comic book movie that is not ashamed of the fact that it is that. This is, at its core, a Superman movie more than anything else, and David Corenswet Superman is fantastic, but there are plenty of supporting characters, and I mean a lot of supporting characters, like a lot. And with that, some of them kind of get a little short change. There's certain members of, like, the Justice Gang that definitely don't get as much shine as the others. They're still cool, but they don't get the spotlight like other members do. But the big ones that I'm like, oh, maybe it's a personal preference thing, but I would have liked more of you, was Ma and Pa Kent. I like the new Kents. I love that they're both alive for the entire movie. I like that he has a good relationship with his parents like Clark Kent should. I just wish we could have got a little bit more of them. They're helpful and impactful in their moment in the story, but I could have used more of them just because I'm a sucker for the Smallville stuff with the Kents. It's just some of my favorite Superman moments exist in that time period, in that bubble of the Superman mythos, and I could have used more of the Kents. Now, the other one that might be a little controversial, and it's mainly just because I'm still processing my thoughts on it, is Rachel Brosnahan's performance as Lois Lane. Now, the thing is, I don't dislike the character, but I also feel like I need more time with the character to understand my true feelings on this version of the character. She definitely has that hard-headedness and combativeness that you saw in the trailer when she's interviewing Superman. That scene goes on for quite a while, and it's a good scene, but I'm still kind of processing my thoughts and feelings of whether or not how much I enjoy the direction that they took Lois. Like, her edges are very sharp. She will come after anybody, whether it's Superman, Lex, or anybody. And I get that that's Lois, but she doesn't really take her foot off the gas at times, and it's makes for an interesting character that not unlikable, but I'm still kind of processing how I feel. And this, again, is still early on in the universe for all characters, so there's room for growth and improvement. So this is still like an early age Superman. This is an early age Lois that's earlier in their relationship and dynamic. So maybe that changes and evolves over time. Like I said, not the biggest negative. I'm still processing how I feel about this Lois compared to like Amy Adams or Margot Kidder or even Erica Durance on Smallville. But as a whole, I absolutely loved Superman. This is my favorite Superman movie, live action wise, at this point. I love Man of Steel, but this one feels more like a comic that I would read. This feels like, and I don't mean this as a slight, it feels like a Saturday morning cartoon show in the best possible way. It's got great quippy writing. There's great humor. That being said, it's not as funny as Guardians. It knows when not to be funny. It's funny, but not too funny. And each character has the right sense of humor. Like, Superman definitely has that gee golly sense of humor, and that works. Corenswet pulls it off. But Guy Gardner's sense of humor is a different sense of humor, and that's great. It's just very comic booky and big and out there, and I love that. I want more movies to be bonkers. There's some truly outrageous stuff in this movie, but that's why I like it. Be weird, be out there. This is absolutely a James Gunn Superman movie, and I think it really, really works. Not perfect, a little flawed in parts, but I walked away with an enormous smile on my face, just going, that Superman makes me happy. I need to see more of this Superman, and I need to see more of this universe going forward. There's so many characters in this that I'm like, I want to follow you on an adventure. I want to follow you. I have faith in this universe going, okay, if this is the direction we want to go, I very much would like to spend more time here, please. This feels like the comics that I read and still continue to read, and it makes me so ecstatic to see what's next. That was the big takeaway. As soon as it was done, I wanted to see it again, but I also wanted to see what's next for this universe. That's the biggest compliment I can give this movie is, all right, that was great. What's next? But what do you guys think? Have you seen James Gunn's Superman? Have you not? Are you checking it out? Are you not? Whatever your thoughts, let me know down in the comments below as I hear from you guys. And as always, if you like what you see and want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay sharp, movie guys and gals.